Bills-Jets, our first look at Aaron Rodgers in New York. What are your expectations for Rodgers this season?
Well, my expectations are the same as they are for the New York Jets and every New York Jets fan. As soon as they made the trade and got Aaron Rodgers, they immediately are in the Super Bowl conversation, and rightfully so. I think they've got a really talented football team. There's going to be a lot of interest, of course, in watching Aaron Rodgers this season, and for us to get them week 1 against a really good Buffalo Bills team is going to be fantastic.
Okay, so do you think the Jets can overtake the Bills in the AFC East?
Well, I think they're really good. That division is going to be pretty competitive, of course. We know what the Bills have done the last several years. I'm a big fan of Josh Allen's and really that entire organization. I just think they've done a tremendous job. They've just come up a little bit short. I know they're frustrated, but they get a chance now in week 1 to really, both teams, for that matter, get a chance to measure themselves and see exactly where they are. So within that division, to be opening up the season in what could turn out to be a really important ball game as we move through the year, I think is really exciting.
Oh, I cannot wait to see this one. Now, look, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that you're at AT&T Stadium and not talk about the Cowboys. They were knocked out of the playoffs by the 49ers last season. You know Dak Prescott, he struggled with all the interceptions. What did you see with regards to Dak and his struggles that he had last season, and what do you expect from him this season?
Well, I'm a big fan of Dak's, as I've said many, many times. And, what I like most about him is all that matters to him is winning games. The stats and everything that goes with that is not important. And he knows how he's being measured, and that, of course, ultimately will be in winning championships. They've come up a little bit short. I know you referenced the interceptions from last year. Certainly not all of those are on him, and they never are on a quarterback, but I thought there were a lot of things that could be done a little bit differently that would help him as well. And I know Mike McCarthy this year has taken over the play calling. That will be interesting to see how that goes as well. But I think they're a really talented football team. I think they did a lot of really good things this offseason to make themselves better. But as Cowboy fans have heard so many times, there's always a lot of optimism coming into the season, and it's ended, unfortunately, in a lot of disappointment. But they'll be right there again this year with an opportunity to do what they've been unable to do in quite some time. And, time will tell.
Okay. All right. Cowboy fans like to hear that. Now, look, I'm an Eagles fan. I'll admit it. Full disclosure, Troy. But I have to ask you, the Eagles coming into this season, do you think, and I know Cowboys are in your division, I get it, but do you think we have a chance to make a Super Bowl run once again?
Oh, absolutely. I love what the Eagles have done. Howie Roseman's been amazing. I mean, he really has for a number of years. And what he was able to pull off this year in the draft, I just think there's no real weaknesses on that team. I was impressed, Ryan. We had them against Tampa Bay following the 21 season and knew that they had a ways to go at that point. And the work that Jalen Hurts put in last offseason when we had them the second week of the year, it was obvious how much time he had spent. So I'm a big fan of his. I like the Philadelphia Eagles. They're certainly the team to beat. They should be. They're the defending champs within the division. They won the conference. Of course, they were disappointed in the Super Bowl, but they're going to be a really good team once again this year. But every year is a little bit different, as we know. Mm-hmm. You've got to go back and you've got to do it all over again. But they're as talented as any team in the league, that's for sure.
So how does Jalen Hurts get better this season?
Well, he'll continue to work. It was obvious from what he did last offseason, and he'll continue to do that. He did it throughout the year last year. I think the key for him, of course, and the Eagles is him staying healthy and trying to protect him. Obviously, what he does running the football is pretty masterful, but protect himself, not have the hits that maybe he took a year ago. But he'll continue to improve just through the natural progression of another year underneath his belt. But I'm a big fan of Jalen's and what he's been able to do.
All right, Troy Aikman, always so good to see you, getting us all excited for the season, man. I cannot wait. Great to see you, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us. This season's NFL schedule released, by the way. Our show tonight, 8 Eastern, ESPN 2. Our crew's going to take you through each team's schedule and break down the biggest matchups in a our annual 2-hour special, and we'll reveal the Monday Night Football schedule too.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.